Turning into Via Borgonuovo from Via Manzoni, you arrive in the so-called Contrada dei Sciuri. It is an area characterized by an extraordinary sequence of fine residences built in different areas. Number 25 is Palazzo Landriani, built at the end of the 15th century for the Bossi family and redeveloped many times over the centuries. There are still traces of the first building works, for example the Bramante-style courtyard, the portal onto Via Fiori Oscuri, and part of the facade which date back to the 16th century. They are thought to have been built when Tommaso Landriani, a soldier with links to the Sforza court, bought the building. According to some studies, this building work is attributed to Cesare Cesariano, an architect, painter, and author of the first vernacular translation of Vitruvius De Architectura. Recent restoration works have brought to light remains of the ancient decorative frescoes on the facade. Further down the road at number 23 rises Palazzo Morigia. It is the premises of the Unification and Municipal Historical Archives Museum. Pier Marini, who was put in charge of the building by the Marquis Giovanni Battista Morigia in 1775, designed the simple yet elegant neoclassical facade. In the Napoleonic period, it was the headquarters for the Ministry for Foreign Affairs and then the War Ministry. When it became the property of the De Marchi family, they donated it to the municipality of Milan so that it might be used as offices for culture and museum. On the other side of the road, at number 20, sits Palazzo Bigli Leta Samolov. It was rebuilt by the Bigli family in the 17th century on the site of pre-existing buildings and extended in the following century. Vanvitelli was built. Traces of the original structure can be found in the courtyard portico and in the perimeter walls. It was the residence of the famous Russian Contessa, Julia Samoilov. On the same side, at number 18, the late neoclassical 16th century palace, Palazzo Crespi, was bought by the cotton manufacturing Crespi family at the end of the 19th century, having previously been the painter Alessandro Dorini's studio for around 50 years. In 1892, Cristoforo Crespi took charge of the restoration of the building with the help of the best artists of the time. Further along at number 14, Palazzo Perego di Cremnago is the result of post-war reconstruction work after it was destroyed by Allied bombing during the Second World War. The garden was designed by the architect Luigi Canonica and was composed of a delightful park laced with avenues, a large neo-Gothic greenhouse, and a fishery in the center. It was later transformed according to the romantic fashions of the time and was eventually broken up when the central station and surrounding roads were built. In front, at number 15, you will reach the 16th century palace, Palazzetto Bascapè Ricalcati, followed at number 11 by the austere Palazzo Orsini. The latter was built in the second half of the 17th century and bought in 1662 by the noble Orsini family, who completed the building. It was then passed on to the Falco Pio family, who held on to the property until the beginning of the 20th century. The facade as it stands today was designed by the architect Luigi Cherichetti and dates back to the middle of the 19th century, whose guest list included Lord Byron, Ugo Foscolo, Giovanni Berchet, and Stendhal. The palace is now owned by Giorgio Armani Spa.